found it.
like
I found Okay,
understand.
it's starting. Okay, nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Hey, from now on, it's all. I think. Anyway, it's really. You seem like you are a great person, and I'm really
Thank
honored
you.
to. Um.
I'm honored to speak to you. Like
Uh,
I know you for many years, but only
in the
like from
background.
text, you know. Like I
Um,
study your work, Sunrise of Radiance, for many years. Like yeah,
it's not my work. I digitalized. It was a lot of work.
yeah.
I spent years on different Oahspe projects. For
Mm,
example, I have like uh, a lookup special words in Oahspe. I did a mysterious word collection where every single strange word in Oahspe, I said, here's all the places you can find it in Oahspe. Or maybe you can't,
yeah.
you haven't seen that maybe. But anyway,
I There's a glossary for those special words in Oahspe. I know
even
that
more than
glossary.
that, even more than that, it's even bigger than
Okay,
you've seen. It's,
where can I find?
I can send it to you. It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube. Okay.
And it was on the Word, that one that it was on a book sharing site that you said doesn't give you permission anymore. It's on there. But
Oh, Isu. Okay.
it's called Isu. I forgot its name. It's a strange name. So it was
Yeah.
there, but I think they're denying permission for anybody to see it. I think if I paid them money, oh no, I think they'd let people see it. So if I pay money and you pay money, you can see it on Isu.
Yeah.
But otherwise, what I would tell people is I'll just send it to you.
That's great,
Anything
really.
you want.
And I would also make sure to distribute it to people who are interested, like other faiths, you know, because it was actually another faithist who sent me Sunrays of Radiance when Isu like closed it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a shame. I was also on Scribd, and like I said before, I had his stuff
Mm,
up there, but then people would download my book and then they would upload it as their own work, and they'd say, "Hey,
yeah.
this guy Bear, he's not paying, he doesn't charge you anything, it's free, but I'll charge them, and so you'll get money." Hey, so that's great. So then they cut me off, deleted my version, and they put their version on.
Oh man. I
That,
mean, it's such a wrong thing to do. Like, Oahspe is meant to be for free
yeah,
for people. Like, everyone has the right
yeah,
to read
I
Oahspe.
could
Even
never
the
charge
homeless
money.
person has the right to read Oahspe.
No,
Yeah.
no one has a. I'm glad to hear the Eloists say there's no copyright. I didn't know that. I
No,
thought
there's no copyright. They don't strike any copyright issues. No.
I always thought I was scared, not scared, but I was worried that they're gonna come down on me because I digitalized their Radiance works and even other books too. I digitalized works by their founder, Walter DeVoe.
Yeah.
You know him? Have you got any
The
books by
name
Walter DeVoe?
says something to me. Yes, I know the name. It says something to me. Yeah.
I mean, some of his works are published in Radiance, but he has whole books. He probably has about 8 books that are.
Wow.
He was the founder of the Eloists, and
Yeah.
he's the most wonderful of the lot, I guess. Um, anyway, what was I trying to say? I published those too digitally. I digitalized them, and they never came down and said, "Don't do it, don't do that. You don't have any right to do that,"
Yeah,
because
they actually allowed it. Yes, they
they
revealed
allowed it.
that to me
But
that they allowed that. Yeah.
I thought they didn't want me to do it, and the
No,
reason,
no. I in the beginning when Isu closed your book Sunrays of Radiance, I thought that the Eloist did something
uh,
because
yeah,
before it was closed, before
uh,
it was deleted, I
yeah,
talked to them via email
yeah.
and I mentioned Sunrays of Radiance and I thought they
Uh,
did something. But
no,
they revealed to me that they have nothing to do with it, with the
uh,
deleting process of Sunrays of Radiance.
that's interesting.
And
I'm glad to hear that.
yeah,
I'm glad to hear that.
yeah, they allow it. Yes.
I'm
So
glad
you
to
are
hear that.
allowed to publish the works. Yeah.
The reason I did, because like I said before, I brought up the suggestion, hey, let's put this on the internet and you can share it. And they said, and Bob said, nah, I don't think so. The world's not ready for it. And I said, no, you got to let people, they'll be ready for it if they get a chance. Just give them a chance. So I thought it was so important that I couldn't resist. I said, I don't care if I have permission or not. I'm just going to do it. But I'll do it respectfully. And
You, yeah,
I put all their introductory materials about the Ellis the way I think they'd want it to be, so that
yeah.
I felt like it was kind of incognito, but I think I had the approval of the people upstairs. That's how I looked at it.
I mean, you were right. And I think that you were inspired by the creator within because you have reached many people, not only me, but also many other faiths who I know from Facebook. So yeah, it worked.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking for a new book site because I'm storing all the books on Mega New Zealand storage site, but you can't read them online. You can download them, but you can't find them unless I told you the link. So I'm trying to figure a way out where I could maybe what I could do is I could put up a website where I have them stored at Mega. Have you ever heard of Mega? Mega NZ.
Omegle?
It's MEGA.NZ. I've got all the book. I've got everything up there.
Okay.
So I mean, I can give you the folder. I can give the address, and you can look around and just download what you want. That's probably what I should do.
That would be great. I would be really happy about that. Yeah.
I actually would like you to join my MeWe group, so that when I find new materials, you'll be the first to get them.
Yeah, that would be great. I'm down for it.
I'll send it to
I'm
you.
down for it.
I'll send it to you, and I'll also send you the Mega NZ folder addresses, and you can just look around, take it out. I could email you everything that you want. I think I know what you want, but why don't you try to just look for yourself and see whether you that way you can just
Yes.
It's a
I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah.
a huge candy store. There's hundreds of books, hundreds.
Wow, hundreds of books. That's
100.
great.
There's maybe 50 books, 50 Oahspe related books, about 50, and about 20 Radiance related books.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's paradise for me.
Yeah.
I love these books. Like
Okay. The things that you haven't seen. Well, you've got that book. Show your Radiance book.
yes, of course.
Wait,
I received it from the Eloist.
I'm not sure how to
That's
do
what it looks like.
maybe I didn't do this right. Okay.
No, it's
Can you
just
see anything?
a
Can
camera
you see
function.
it? It's blanked, isn't it? Let me I'm screwing up.
No, it's okay. I can read it out. It says Radiance
Wait, go
and
ahead.
Eloist
There it is.
Anthology. Yeah.
Show it. Okay. And this is the Oahspe. I got also by the Eloist.
Yeah, you can see the same design. Like you can see the sign of the creator, and here also, yeah. And it has two bookmarks actually, and it is on purpose that it has two bookmarks.
This symbol is that's the Eloist logo, I guess you'd say. They use
It's the logo of the creator.
it's the sign of the creator, and all the Radiance issues. All the Radiance issues have the logo of the creator, and
that's because I think the Eloists want to say they want to bring across that it's not their words, but it's the creator within who speaks. Like maybe we can explain what Radiance actually is, or maybe we can start from the beginning. What is actually Oahspe?
You know,
so that
you talked about them sort of shutting down you couldn't become no one can become an Eloist now. But I think
no,
their group. But the whole you mentioned earlier about the Essene Book of Peace, and I think that's the same. I think that's a great path. It's a great spiritual path.
It is directly related to Oahspe. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's in some ways even better than Oahspe. Because this is, I don't want to go too dark, but Oahspe, I believe, was corrupted by the Masons. Yeah, I have proof. I have proof of that. See, if you go to a lot of these Oahspe groups, they have priests, and there's one or two people in control. Okay.
Okay.
They tell you what to think, and they tell you what to pray. It's just like going to a church. Okay. They're on YouTube.
No, that's not what I want. Like that's not what Oahspe is intended to do.
Right.
Like,
Oahspe is the opposite of that. But what
the
happened?
Complete opposite.
What happened was, we shouldn't talk about this too much right now because I think I'd like to stay on the Eloist. But what happened was the Book of Sappho put all these rites.
Yeah.
Nubro put it
also, the Book of Emechava. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
that stuff is from the Masons, and I've proven it, and I've even proven through artificial software that Nubro wrote it. Nubro wrote other books. I took a authorship software program and I compared all the books of Oahspe, and New Bros writings, and it came out, ding, he wrote Zapov. He wrote a few other parts too, some others. I don't want to get into too much detail here, but what am I trying to say? I guess what I'm trying to say is Oahspe is a great path, but it's been damaged by New Bro. Because if you go out and meet a lot of other Oahspe groups, they aren't that impressive. And some of them are they've got people dressed in white robes, and there's this, it's kind of like it's a cult religion. And there's been some bad experiences with them.
I've experienced it myself. Like we have been in such Oahspe groups on Facebook, and
it's scary.
Yeah, it's not like exactly what the creator imagined.
The Eloists that's why I admire the Eloists, because they didn't go that way. Okay.
They are under the direct supervision of the angels of the second resurrection and the Ethereans, because now comes the great thing, the great surprise. The same way Oahspe was channeled by John Baloo Newborough, Dr. John Baloo Newborough, the same way many passages, almost all passages from Radiance have been channeled by the Eloists. Like the Eloists are Swiss. They are Swiss. And
I told them to their face, I said, this is the best writings I've ever experienced, other than perhaps Oahspe. And I said it to Sandolph, and he said, that's really high praise. Thank you for that. We appreciate that. So what was I trying to say? Anyway, they've been working for many years, since the turn of the century. Walter DeVoe was their founder, and he was a psychic and a healer. And I'm trying to get to one of his books that he has here. So can you see, are you seeing my computer?
No, I can only see your face right now.
Oh, okay, so it's not coming. Well, maybe I shouldn't do anything. I won't talk. I think I'm trying to do too much, and so I won't do it. That's good. Let's forget about it then. What's I trying to say? Well, anyway, he started the purification process. I'm sure he read the Essene books too, and but his whole idea was that we have spiritual power within us through the Creator, with the unity of the angels, to help people, to bless them, inspire them, to heal them, to make the world a better place, just through a positive radiance, a radiance of positive blessings that will help everyone to become a better person.
Right.
And we can do that by the power of words, choosing really good words. Like the angelic light of the universe is inspiring you to do wonderful things for the world. And you say that a couple times, you might sing it, but you make affirmations.
Affirmations, yes. They are very powerful, because did you know that affirmations are the pre-stage of self-hypnosis?
It seems close.
It is. Like, I also have connections to Oahspe also talks about adeptism, right? About magic. And Oahspe basically teaches white magic, basically. The same way there's black magic, which is practiced by people who are inspired by the angels of the first resurrection, which are also known as demons. The same Druyas. The same way Oahspe was inspired by angels of the second resurrection, and they also talk about white magic, which is also presented in the book of Cosmogony and Prophecy. Like, this is the beginning of white magic. And I have a connection to a white magician, like a magician who really has magical powers, but he only uses them to serve the Creator. And he revealed to me that affirmations are actually, they lead to self-hypnosis. Like, hypnosis consists of 3 steps. The first step is the entrance into trance. Like, you enter a trance state. Your brainwaves slow down.
I did it today.
And if you're in the trance state, then you are susceptible to suggestions, direct suggestions. And now the affirmations come into place. Now, if you are in that trance state, that is the best time to use affirmations, to repeat them as many times as possible, because you directly program your subconscious mind. And then, if you've done it for as long as you wish, the more, the better, the more repetitions, the better for you.
And
then
for the
you
people
can
you're trying to
exit
help.
the trance. Yeah, you have to exit the trance state.
You can pray for the world. You can pray for people. You can pray and bless people all over the world. It can be groups. It can be individuals. Friends, family.
But
yourself.
What you are talking about, blessing people, that's what I meant about the sun vortex, you know, because I think you might not remember it quite, but I can read it out to you. Because the angels, I think it was, maybe there were Ethereans even, who were talking through the Eloist. It was channeled through the Ethereans, I think. They revealed to us that we live in a time in which it is possible for a human to become something which is called a sun vortex. I can read it out to you. I mean, of course, the creator is the son of all suns. He is the master vortex of all. He is the whole universe. Nothing exists separate to him. But the creator is within every person. We are avatars from the creator. Like every human consists of three parts: the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, and science already accepts those two levels. But there's a third level which science doesn't accept, and that is the creator himself. The mother, father, creator himself. He is the deepest part of our subconscious mind. That means that every human is actually the creator. Every human is an avatar of the creator.
I'll put it in another way too. Your spirit soul, the soul within you, that also could be thought of as the essence of the creator.
Yeah. And I'm looking for the passage right now. I'm opening it in your Sunrays of Radiance book, and I am going to read it aloud to you and to the audience who listens to us. Yes,
I'm sure
I have it. So, this was channeled in the year 1984. It is also in that book, which means that it is legit. Like it is legit. So let me read it out loud.
Go ahead.
The science and power of vortices. It really inspired me. It changed my whole life.
One more time. The science
and power of vortices from the year 1984. Yeah. For anyone who possesses the Radiance Anthology, I can also give you the page, and you can read it. It is on the page 57. Page 57.
Anyway, it's the 1984.
For anyone who possesses the Radiance Anthology, you can look it up. So I am beginning to read it aloud. Thinking of self, desiring for self, willing and working to gain or accomplish for self creates a mental vortex of force to the physical center of the focus, self. This mental vortex of thought, feeling, and determination, like the magnetic vortex of the earth, binds everything to the earth, the physical body. Consequently, when a man dies, he finds he is in this mental vortex, earthbound by a lifetime of self-interest and self-seeking. The comparatively few persons who forget self in sacrifice and work for others, whose desires and aspirations and activities are for the welfare of all humanity, create a vortex that exalts them into the finer zones of spiritual force away from the planet. When the angels come at the beginning of a cycle, these are resurrected to states of life entirely, free from the pull of the earth vortex. They gain the liberty of the sons and daughters of the eternal. Only those with some strength of soul have been able to rise above the terrible tidal wave of the vortex of selfishness, which dominates the thoughts, desires, and determinations of the people of earth and rise to freedom. As the majority of persons born through the ages have been of the selfish or self-centered type, the magnetism of the earth's vortex near the earth has been overcrowded with the earthbound minds of the people of earth. This composite of minds developed an astral vortex like the earth vortex, but of a greater velocity and sentient substance. Its inward driving force crystallized a planet of this dark sentient substance at its core. In this core, men who develop dictatorial wills of mighty force but on Earth, united to form what might be called a black crystal throne of deception and evil, whose satanic dominion has captured the world and has inspired leaders to engage in the universal destruction of civilization and humanity.
Yeah, I've seen it.
This dire fate would now culminate had not the will of the Almighty benevolence foreplanned the development at this time of a sun vortex of benevolence and given it power to expand from the very core of the earth outwardly with ever increasing velocity until the vortex of darkness and selfishness should be disrupted and destroyed, and the myriads of souls bound in its coma of inertia are awakened, liberated, and wheeled out of states of liberation and progression. The almighty vortex of benevolence is now active universally. The dominance of the vortex of unselfishness has been awakened, and the darkness which has hidden the realm of soul reality is about to be dissipated forever, so that mankind can live and act benevolently on earth as the angels in heaven. A whirlwind whirls dust to its center on the sidewalk and shows how planets are made. The motion of the wind forms a vortex, which is like a whirlpool in water.
I'm going to interrupt you now. I think we're going too much into detail now. I think.
Okay, then let me skip that part. Now let me go to the most important part.
Yeah. I'm very aware of this passage, by the way.
Yo, thoughts, desires, and passions and purpose also create vortices in a more ethereal medium. The vortex of a planet sustains its rotation and by its pressure towards the center creates what is called gravity. And human beings, like planets, are the focus of a vortex. Most are self-centered, and the prayers, desires, and ambitions are for the good of self. Comparatively few persons are moon vortices. They are doorways through which spirits can communicate with or materialize to mortals. They may be mediums or spirits of the lowest order, or of spirits of a higher order, or as messiahs and prophets of the angels of heaven, all according to personal qualities of soul unfoldment. Now the most important part. It is possible for a human being to become a sun vortex. As such, he would be polarizing a whole world of souls, awakening, liberating, and inspiring the progression as planets in his soul's expansive influence. Only one such master vortex is needed to polarize into unity and harmony of the earth. Not until this time has it been possible for man to become the center of a sun vortex and begin to form the inhabitants of earth into such a mighty pleroma, a solar system of divine power in space.
So, yeah, that's great, Elijah. And I want to say that was written by Walter DeVoe, the founder of the Eloists. It may not have his name on that passage, but he wrote that. And
okay,
that's kind of what the Eloists were doing all these decades. They were working on world regeneration, world upliftment, and it's kind of what I'm doing now myself on my own. But I'm looking for people to work with on this. I would like to have like a weekly group, or the Eloists. What the Eloists would do is they had a certain time every day. They did it maybe 2 or 3 times a day, and they would do a blessing session. They had some simple prayers, and then they would, if they had something specific to pray for, they would pray for it. I want to work with people who would like to practice those affirmations as blessings or sun vortices to make the world a better place and to help people.
Yes, but that's not all.
I'd like to work with you on that. That's what I'm trying to say.
Of course, I'm every day I'm working on it, but let me explain what it really means, the passage. Because it has so many aspects along the lines, between the lines. So the first thing, which is very important to me, is this passage explains what evil really is. Evil is nothing else than selfishness. Yeah, selfishness leads to evil.
I'm going to stop you right there. And I want to add something to it, because there's something else there that you mentioned. And you can see it throughout the world. The same spirit, the same evil, the same leaders of darkness, that black crystal, it's a cube. I've seen it in my visions. It's a big, giant black cube. And they control the world leaders. Right now, the world leaders are planning terrible things. They're destroying food. They're destroying energy production. They're they're taking illegal migrant children and they're doing terrible things to children now to increase their power and debauchery. So, and they're trying to enslave
Yes,
the
they
world. They're
exist.
trying to enslave the world so that no one has the freedom to do anything
Not enslave, not enslave.
or kill
No,
them too.
they're here to destroy the earth. Because let me explain it to you.
Yeah.
Every word which is there, every word is taken literally. It's not a story. It's everything is taken literally because this text is talking about an underworld, and this underworld really exists. Do you know the witch doctors?
Yes.
Africa has many witch doctors, and we read many stories from reformed
I have
witch
to
doctors.
interrupt you. We're
Yeah.
going to lose the recording in a few minutes. So I think we should do summary statements right now.
Of course, summary statements.
I think I just want to say is there is a dark power in the world, but there's also,
Yeah.
it will never win because the angels and the creator are the ultimate power in the universe. But
Yes.
right now they're trying to destroy families and food and energy production. And there's lots of
They want
lies,
to for the whole world.
so much deception, the coronavirus and everything, all that's there to hurt people. So
Yeah.
it's the bell has been sounded. We have to come together and try to form this solar vortex of positive energy for the world and for everyone in our life.
Yeah.
That's all I
Let me
can
also
say.
let me also sum it up. This text also reveals that every human, one single human, like all humans are equal, because everyone is an avatar of the creator. One single human has the power to destroy all evil on earth, all evil that you know,
Well,
to destroy the underworld.
I think that's going too far. We can disagree sometimes. I don't think one
Yeah.
person can do that. It's going to have to
If
be
the creator works with him, then it is possible. It is possible.
ideally, but the thing is, we're a team.
We
And
are a team, yes.
It does also says in Radiance that the power of one person pales into the effect of unity of a group.
Of course, of course.
Together. So please, I think you're taking the idea too far. I think you'd be better off putting your goals into let's work together to make the world a better
Of
place.
course, I want to work together. I really like
sure.
talking to you, for example, and I wish that there were more people in my vicinity who know the same things as I am. I don't want to be alone in that path. I want to work with others. I really like teamwork, really. But what I just want to say is, I don't want to say that it only takes one human to destroy all evil, but
I
one
think that's
human.
going too far. I think that's going too far.
But I just want to say that if one human is one with the creator, if one human is one with the creator, he has the power, like Zarathustra or Brahma, like the prophets.
Well, the thing is, Elijah, everyone has freedom of choice, and a lot of people are choosing the darkness. You can't take away that choice. That's why you don't have.
No, you can't. You can't, but you don't have to. I have a solution. You don't have to, because yesterday I saw some videos which explain it. Did you know that kindness is contagious? Kindness is contagious. It's scientifically proven. If one person does a good deed towards another human being,
the movie Play It Forward.
Yeah, then you inspire that person that you help to become a better person.
Yeah.
But also someone who watches you doing something good to another person, that spectator also feels inspired to become a better person. That means that kindness has the power to spread like a virus. Kindness can spread the virus.
Well, maybe a virus is too negative in connotation, but
but it's an analogy.
I think I'm thinking of like a nuclear reaction where one atom, like a nuclear reaction where this atom explodes in light, and then it causes the other atoms to keep exploding.
Yeah, it's a domino effect.
Yeah, something like that. Let's think of it that way. More positive, put it in more positive vocabulary. Yeah, so I agree with you essentially. And I just want to, the only thing I can think of doing now is to have like an online prayer, meditation, blessing, solar vortex group where we come together and just meditate and pray and send out good energy to the world. And
Yeah.
we can pick groups, we can pick individuals, we can pick causes, or we other times people see visions, they see things and they report what they see.
Yeah.
I've anyway, the Eloists themselves are more concerned less with visions and more with sending out the good energy. Since I've been alone, I've done both, but but I don't think I can do nearly as much as with other people, such as yourself. I think uniting with you, if I could work with you or other
Of
people
course.
with guidance,
Of course.
I think we could do a
Hold
lot
me
more.
in.
I think that's what the Ellis legacy wants is for
Teamwork.
you. You have to be your
Yeah.
own Essene group.
Yeah.
I think we have to become a new group of Essenes.
I'm trying. I'm trying to like recruit to inspire more people, because Oahspe also tells us that the right way to follow the creator's words is not to preach. Like faithists
Right.
do not preach. Faithists do not preach. Oahspe forbids us to preach. The
Right.
best way to get across his words,
Easy
the
though.
creator's words, is through deeds. Deeds are important. You have to be 100% selfless. You have to be 100% selfless in everything you do. You have every human, like I told you, every human has the power of choice. Every human is the master of his own destiny, and every human has the ability to become a sun vortex. A sun vortex is nothing else than a 100% selfless human.
I want to bring up one point. I think I want you to be careful when you think about the sun vortex, because sometimes we get this idea that we're becoming gods or something, and that's sort of like too much pride and too much focus on self. So I think I want to be very
No,
careful
it's
about
quite the
using.
opposite. It's quite the opposite, actually. A sun vortex is only a state of mind, because we have been talking about every soul has a vortex, and a selfish person has an earth vortex. Like, the earth is the macrocosmos and the human body is the microcosmos, and the human body has the same structure, the same percentages as the earth. The earth is 70% water. The human body is also 70% water. The earth has stones, we have bones. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, the same way, the earth has an earth vortex. A selfish human has an earth vortex around his soul. It's about aura, it's about the soul.
I totally agree. I just want to put it
Yeah.
in terms that I think are maybe closer to reality and closer to humility.
Yeah.
I think we should think of the creator as the sun.
Of course.
We are part of that, but we are not the actual whole, only in the sense that we're evolving towards that by our selfless actions and prayers and works of service.
Yes, but there's also another point.
I don't think we should be walking around saying, I want to become the soul of a sun vortex. What we should be saying instead, it's just a question of language. We want to become part of the constellation that is the sun vortex.
That's right. Let me read something else from your book, Sunrays of Radiance.
Oh, okay.
It is called Reverse Your Dynamo from the year 1985. It is really important. Man is given all power in the universe to use. He has always used this power of the creator without knowing it. Consequently, he has misused it and has not realized its marvelous benefits. Just as he had to learn to generate and use electricity through scientific methods, so he must learn to use the power of omnipotence scientifically. Then only can he experience its wonder and glory. Do you know what this passage states?
Yes.
It states that every human is omnipotent.
Well, to a degree, because if you're
fully.
Well, it's a potential, because if you were omnipotent, you would have solved all the problems right now. You wouldn't even need to talk to me. That's a potentiality involved there. By the way, that's again Walter DeVoe talking, and by the way, that's not my book. I was just the editor to put it together. I didn't write that or anything. I didn't even channel it.
Yeah.
So I think it's exciting to think of yourself as omnipotent, but I think it's again. I think I would caution you, because I've seen other people go along that path, say, I'm omnipotent. That's not the goal. The goal is not to become omnipotent, because if it is, it's self-involved. We have to instead just focus on the idea of helping people become better people
Of course.
So
But
you
that
can't
also, but that knowledge
focus
also
on it too
changes
much.
your view on other humans.
Have faith in
Because
your
if you perceive every human you meet, even a disabled human or an evil person, as an omnipotent, benevolent being, then you will treat that person better. You will treat your fellow humans better if you perceive them as omnipotent
We have to be
beings.
careful to not use
Yeah.
the word omnipotent about mortals and evils. I think it's benevolent. Yes, let's be benevolent and kind. But I think we should be